What up, y'all? Man, Abu American. So, let's talk. Let's wrap the tape. I've been getting messages from brothers pretty consistently actually on Instagram. It's a place I'm not like super active, to be honest. But when I see the messages, I respond to them. And there's a consistent thread or topic, theme in these messages. And it's about guys getting girls. And everybody has this like big insecurity thing going on. I don't know if it's, I guess it's insecurity. And when I say insecurity, I don't mean it like, you know how women say, oh, you're insecure. It's not like that. It's like we men, we understand that the world operates off of the value and the worth that we provide to the world. You don't provide value or worth at the work spot, you don't get promoted. You don't get the big pay. We understand that women come into jobs they're totally unqualified for, and they get big jobs, big titles, big pay because they're women. So they get the hoo-ha pass, what they call the pass, the P pass. They get the P pass. Men don't get the penis pass, but women get the hoo-ha pass, right? So a lot of guys, when they're looking at relationships and marriage, especially in this day and age of social media and whatnot, and the demands that sisters are making, they're looking at the situation like, oh man, how am I gonna get a girl? I'm working this job. Oh, I'm not handsome. I'm not this. I'm not that. But none of that matters, guys. And I think we had this conversation multiple times here on my channel. So let's do a recap. You do not have to be a rich dude. You don't have to be a super paid up dude. You ain't gotta have the 666, 6 foot, 6 pack, 6 inches. You don't have to have all that stuff. It's nice and it's a bonus, but the attraction markers that women use are completely different. And especially in the day and age where the bifurcated reproductive strategy of women has been fulfilled on one half, which is the alpha bucks. Women are making money in general at a higher rate. They're making more money than men. That whole women make 73 cents to the dollar and all that, that's all BS. Women are making more money than guys are in general right now. If you could just go look at the statistics, you go look at the numbers, women are making more money than men. So stop trying to outcompete them in this. So what you need to do is stop trying to fulfill the beta provider role. And I understand as Muslims, we take care of our women. I'm not saying don't take care of your woman. But what I am saying is that's not your go-to. Your go-to is being the best that you can be. Remember what I always said, guys, go do martial arts, go work out. You could be ugly, but if you're fit, guess what? You're the male version of a butterface. How many of them girls out there you see them, you're like, man, she is ugly. But then you see like she's working with good fitness and genetics, and you're like, yeah, I'd make an exception. You think women are different? Do you really think they're different? And especially if you got your confidence on fleek, or whatever the going term is in 2025. If your confidence is on point, what's stopping you? What's preventing you from getting a relationship with a woman? And I'll tell you why this is not a problem more than anything else. You want to get a woman. Women want to be got. Women want to get got. Women want to be had. Women want, and men want women. How can you get it wrong? It's like, imagine you got a fishing rod and a fishing pole, and let's say you got the worst bait possible, but you go to a fishing hole where the fish want to get caught. Not only will they bite at anything, they want to get caught. It's like a fish, it's a weird genetic fish that's like, I absolutely need to get caught by humans. And then you throw your line in with a pine cone and falls off one of these trees over here. What's going to happen? The fish is going to bite the pine cone and you're going to pull the fish out of the water. That's women. They want to get got. It's just, you have to make sure they understand you are the guy that they want. And let me tell you something, right now in 2025, it's thirst mania for women. You think it's bad for you, brothers? You think it's bad for you? Guys are checking out of relationships and checking out of dealing with women en masse. And women are like at a crescendo peak desperation to get with a guy. So, what do they say? When the iron is hot, what do? You strike, right? When the fish are biting, what do? You cast the rod. This isn't rocket science, guys. This is the easiest time in the history of time to get a woman And I don't want to say it without commitment. That's not the right word, you know. But like, just, you want to get a girl, she wants to get got. You're not, you're not going to pay no 50,000 maher or whatever else. You're not doing all of that. Women are learning slowly. It's like, it's rough out here. The competition is fierce. Women are driving, the non-Muslims, they're wrecked. They've driven down the value of hoo-ha. It's in the dirt. You see this down here? Look at this. Look at it. Look at it. That's dirt. That's the value of non-Muslim hoo-ha right now. And Muslim women, they're chasing right after it. They're trying to drive down the value that sisters carry to men with their behaviors. How hard is it in this market? Because here's the thing, we can, in general, be fulfilled and happy without women. We want women in our life, but we actually don't need them. But of course, we want women. I'm a guy, I've been married a whole bunch of times, and which is going to bring me in, it's going to segue into my next point. I'm a guy, I've been with a lot of women, and I'm still on matrimonial apps or whatever. I'm not really serious on there because I'm happy with my situation, you know. I don't really need to add to my situation. Would it be nice? Yeah, but I'm happy with my women. I think they're like regular, without simpy or being simpy. They're magnificent women. 1 second. Whoa! Come, let's go. Here we go. Check this guy out. Come, let's go. Good boy. Y'all are faster, man. I know you can run faster than that. This dude runs like 50 kilometers an hour. Good boy. Well done. Come here. Good boy. Don't go so far, huh? All right. So anyway, it's my Belgian Shepherd. Yes, he is bike trained. And before I go to my next point, it's sad that I had to buy him as a security dog to bite people in the face because of Muslims. Muslims online making threats or whatever else. I had to go out and buy guns and security dogs because of Muslims, man. I ain't even worried about the non-Muslims, and it's the most racist time since the end of segregation that the West has ever seen. And I ain't even buy them to protect myself from these people, the non-Muslims. I had to buy them to protect myself from the Muslims. How terrible is that? How would it be loud, man? And Muslims out here acting like shayateen. Anyway, let's get back into the point. Yes, he's dangerous. Anyway, not too dangerous, but he's on command dangerous. So anyway, we're going to come into the next point. Now, I can only speak for myself, but the concept is something that's general. It's a principle that applies to everybody. So I've got magnificent women in my life. I've married a lot of women. Before Islam, after Islam, I've slept with a lot of women. One halal, one not halal, but whatever the case may be, you get my point. And a lot of you brothers, I know you haven't been there. You're like, I got a wife, or I don't have a wife, and I want three, whatever else. But I'm telling you something. I've said it before, I said it again, and this is not an insult to any women. It's not an insult to my women. It's just more women equals more costs and less time. And so now when you're out here, you're dealing with all these sisters, and they're coming with all these high demands and all these crazy stuff, and brothers like, oh, sisters, they're unrealistic and they're crazy, whatever else. You want to deal with them anyway. Why do you want to deal with these women anyway? They're unrealistic. They're delusional. Look, if you're going to bring a woman into your life, it needs to be on your terms. Because what does she want? She wants you to take care of her, even if she's financially better off than you. If somebody acts crazy, tries to grab her hijab off, you, the guy told go train combat sports, you're supposed to punch that dude in his head, right? You're supposed to take him down, choke him out, punch him out, whatever else. That's your job. She expects that. And actually it's completely fair. You're supposed to take care of her emotional needs. Oh, I only talk to Ted or whatever his name, or Pete, because I felt alone. So you got to take care of her emotional needs, her physical needs. You got to take care of the bedroom stuff, her physical needs. You got to feed her, you got to clothe her, you got to house her. You have to take care of all aspects because we know women suck at accountability of any sort. So on top of her rights upon you as a husband, Islamically, you have her entire delusion on top of that. Why would you bring a woman into your life under those conditions and not on your terms? Okay, I'll give you all that. But these are my terms. And my terms are, you cook food every day. When I say make a sandwich, you bring a sandwich. I say tie my shoes, you tie my shoes. I don't care. You don't like it. Okay, you don't like tying my shoes? Next time you bring my food, crawl with it. And you're going to crawl one hand out, and then you're going to crawl on both your knees and one hand. Why would you not be in my relationship? Why would she not be on your terms in the relationship if you're doing everything? What's she bringing to the table? Hoo-ha? Well, tell me something. What woman doesn't bring that to the table? And I'm going to tell you this is a guy who's been married a whole bunch of times, who prior to Islam had a whole bunch of women. It ain't that special. Because you know what? The moment you get that new woman, there comes a point, and okay, I get it. You fresh brothers, you might be Tinder tipped at like the first 2 years, right? You're going to be just mesmerized with the smash out. Oh, it's so amazing. But after a while, you know what? It's just all the same. And especially when you start getting experience with a lot of, let's say sisters. Let's say you get 4. And you get married to 4 sisters. Guess what gets boring? It's not boring, but it's just like, you know what? It's like the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. If you see something that excites you, go home to your wife because she has similar. They all have similar. That's not to say that the women that you have aren't special. But it's like, you know what? That PNC, man, it's a real bish. You know what PNC is? That post-nut clarity. It's like after you smashed everything, the pleasures are all gone, the lust and the desires are all gone. Now you're like me. You see a beautiful woman, you see a beautiful sister, and it's like, you know what I think when I see a new sister or I see a beautiful woman and she shows me interest? I'm like, what's this woman's problem gonna be 6 months down the road, after our relationship has started? That's all I see. All I see is like, she's gonna be a woman with a problem. She's gonna be like, you didn't, oh my, I'm so angry because you didn't look at my text fast enough, or whatever BS they come up with. And that's going to be you, inshallah. And that's not to say you should dislike women. I absolutely love my women. But the reality is, what did I say a long time ago, since we're doing recaps? Women, they're like epileptic terrorists. They have a fit every once in a while, and they go off the reservation and start acting all crazy doing terrorist attacks. That's just women. They can't help themselves. So they're all going to have some problem because they're women. You can't deny them their emotions. So guys, 2 things. Stop stressing yourself. Women are the easiest part of the game. They want to get got. It's not like rocket science. It's hard not to catch something that wants to be caught. Now, what you need to focus on, dog tore you up. Look and see, you got that big old log. Wolf, what you got there? Look at that dog. He's just insane. Look at him. That's his chew stick. Look at that thing. So, they're easy to catch because they want to be caught. And, what you got there, huh? Let's go. Look at this dude. He can carry bigger sticks, trust me. That dog, this dude is strong. They want to get caught. And second, all these delusional women you guys are dealing with, it's your terms or nothing at all. How do you think they're coming at you? And they're coming at you like that on their, like, I need this and I need that and whatever else. And they're not offering you anything special. If you think hoo-ha is special in 2025, you crazy. You do not need all that stress and all that headache for hoo-ha. You don't, guys. You don't. You need somebody who's going to come into your life. They're going to add to your life. They're going to add hoo-ha to your life, and they're going to make your life better. But I'm telling you, guys, wallahi, I swear by Allah, uqsimu billah, as they say, hoo-ha doesn't make your life better. It makes it more expensive. It makes it so you have less time, but there's no like real improvement in your life. It's everywhere. These women are all trying to give it away. Man, I just talked to a sister. This sister, she out here giving hoo-ha away to kuffar. Dude, the women have, bros, it ain't worth all the mental stress. Take it easy. Keep building. You do need to make yourself available and position yourself to where it's like you can meet women. Yes. But it's like, it's that entire mental, like, I need it. It is what's causing it to avoid you. And I'm not saying this from like your energy, that shirky, crappy stuff. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like, You ever met somebody, they try really hard to be your friend, and it's like, fundamentally, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just so forced. They're pushing so hard that it's just like, bro, go away. You know what I mean? It's like that. But you don't know that you're putting that out there. So, guys, you can gladly message me. You know, I'll keep helping you brothers as best as I can, but man, we've been through all this stuff before. I mean, listen to the entire message of this video. Tell me I haven't said this stuff like 10, 15 different times, 10, 15 different ways. This is why I don't make videos anymore. I don't know how all these content creator guys keep recapping the same stuff over and over. I find it annoying. But if you need help, that's why I started this. I'll gladly help. All right, guys, you man up American, I'm out.